Hello, I'm Bood and welcome back to my Journeyman series, The Road to Anywhere. As always, thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. Smash that like button, go on. If you really want to help me, you can always pledge to my Patreon. You find a link to that and everything else down below. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. It's my last weekend of freedom. My furlough ends and I am back on the buses from Monday. I can't wait. After 10 weeks off, I think. So, I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to do things. I'm going to have to get back in the groove with my content creating. Maybe I'll only be doing like 2 or 3 episodes a week until I can get some kind of plan back in place. I'm not 100% sure on my rota. Normally my work rota is pretty standard, pretty set in stone. At the minute it's going to be here, there and everywhere while, you know, things are weird on the buses. Public transport is going to be very strange for a long time, so I will do my best to keep all 3 series running, which is this one once a week, and then I'm still doing my Salford one for a bit, and my rebuild, which I'm not sure how long's left with Palermo, but I've definitely got a new team lined up. Some of you have guessed it right. But also with time being limited, because at the minute, think about it, I'm not working. So the 40 hours a week of work, I've been playing Football Manager, so I've been able to bash out a lot of this. So maybe you'll understand why I've took the job I've taken on the Road to Anywhere, at least for a week or 2. I'm hoping you'll understand, because it's a journeyman. It can take you anywhere. And if you remember me journeyman from last year, especially my time in Holland, you remember I took a certain turn and I enjoyed it, and I think a lot of you guys enjoyed it, and I think I'm feeling like this might be the time. So, like I said at the end of the last episode, I've got a good career at the minute, I've got a good reputation, I'm able to just resign, see a job I fancy, go for it, and I'm getting it. Now what I want to do is resign, and then just wait and see for the first job that came to me, that just got offered to me. Do you know what I mean? And I was just going to take that no matter what it was. So, what was it? Well, it was this job. An international job with the United States of America. Now, I love going on club journeys to do. And I got offered this pretty quick after last week's episode. And I was going to consider maybe putting it out there to you guys somehow on the YouTube channel and see what you guys thought about it. But then I received that dreaded email from my boss saying we would like you to return to work next week. So I thought, time is limited. I can't play as many games next week as I want to. International football is easy. I'll be able to do this for a couple of years and can play a few games a year. I can get through it quicker. And it's a bit different, so hopefully, you know, you're not going to be pissed off, because I like the States. Now, I turned on the MLS League last year just to give me some variety. I don't think I've had it on. I don't like it. I had a crack at it last year on FM19. We did one season, I think, with Minnesota. I wasn't the biggest fan. But, you know, I never say never. I might have a second goal in the league. So maybe that's why this job came about. And it was genuinely the first job that came to me. And it came to me pretty quickly here. I mean, when did I resign? On the 12th, I think. Maybe a month. So the 12th of December. I just kept on clicking, waiting for a job to come my way. And this is it, good wage. And there's some football to be played this year. They're in 2 competitions, so I thought that'd be quite cool. See how well we do in that. And so I accepted it. So I've taken over the United States. It's January, it's 2044, and they are ranked 20th in the world. Now, you probably know this, you might not know this, but whenever you do turn a league on, especially if it's been off for a few years, they did have the MLS on years ago. Early doors, and I think it was when I was in South America, I had the MLS on as well, and then when I came back over to Europe, I turned it off. So it's been switched off for a few years. I think it's been on now for another year. And what the computer will do then is flesh out a lot of the teams with players, and it'll just generate a lot of players, and it's generated quite a few good players. So there's going to be quite a lot of good players I've got in my squad who haven't got caps, which also kind of helps you out a bit, because whenever you're an international manager and you give a player his first cap, they instantly love you forever. So you can end up with a whole team of players who love you. And when a team of players love you as a favoured personnel, I'm guessing they're going to play better for you. So, you know, I've took over this team, and you inherit the squad, you inherit a national pool. Personally, I like to clear the decks. Clear that national pool, go out there and fill my own national pool up, trim it down a bit because it's usually full with a lot of crap, and go from there really. But I had a lot of testing to do. And a lot of stuff to do, really. Do you know what? You think sometimes of international football, I don't like playing them normally. I think it's crap. And I've done it before where I'm a club manager and an international manager, and it gets a bit too much. being on a journeyman like this gives you an excuse just to have a cheeky go at it. And over the last few years, I did Holland last year on FM19 on the road to anywhere, and that was great. I spent 4 years there. I think it was brilliant after spending like 4 years at FC20. So I was in Holland for a long time, but I've never been the manager of America. What I do have, hopefully, is a massive pool of players. I mean, there's a lot of teams now in the MLS, isn't there? You've got Inter Miami, Cincinnati, a lot of new teams added this year. So there's a good chunk of teams. And they've got some good players. I mean, decent enough players for me, actually, to maybe be competitive. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to do this for. There's no World Cup this year, but I'll see how you guys take to this one, really. And then we'll go from there and see if you lot want me to go on and go to a World Cup. I'll try and get to a World Cup. But before that, loads to do. Staff-wise, I've got an assistant manager and then some managers and coaches for the youth team. Not a lot. I was going to try and do the best I could with this. You can have quite a good staff now at international level. It used to be pretty shit on all the games, but it was going to be tough to do anything with the staff. I wasn't too worried about that though. Now, competition-wise, especially this season, I've got quite a bit to go. They've played the Nations League and they topped it. They had Honduras and Puerto Rico in their group. So we're going to the CONCACAF Nations League semi-final. So I'm going to be taking over. I've got a couple of friendlies and I'm going to add some friendlies. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to be taking over in the semi-finals of the Nations League, which is quite exciting. Against probably the toughest team after us, really, Mexico. The World Cup qualifiers, I think they start next year. So that's nothing to do with me yet. But the Copa America, they qualified for that last year. That's this summer. Which is great. We're going in the group stage of that. So that's 2 tournaments this year that I could go for, which would just be, you know, a bit of fun. So we'll jump forward a little bit now, and I'm just going to show you my national pool. I'm not going to look at the players just yet on this bit. I just want to show you. Now, obviously, star ratings are within the country. It doesn't mean they're superstars, but I have trimmed that down, believe it or not. There's a lot of players just filling it out, fleshing it out, but I have got some good players. I've got John Lennon, for God's sake. John Lennon. Eh? The Beatle. So, I mean, I was excited. I felt like I could have a good season here with the States. Now, this is my season at the minute. I have fleshed out as many gaps as I can with friendlies. I always do that when I'm an international manager. And then everything's filled out. Some of them will obviously move out the way depending on what happens. I mean, sometimes I'll just get cancelled because of another tournament or so on, or maybe World Cup qualifiers will come in at the end of the year and cancel some. But I just wanted to fill it out. The first 2 were already in place, France and Belgium. Tough games, really, against European sides. Then obviously we've got the semi-final of the Nations League. Then I'll be going to Group B. Look at that! Look at the teams I'll be playing. The Copa America, oh, classic teams. Chile, Uruguay, Argentina. And then I set these up, so I had a bit of a mix-up. So we've basically gone for a bit of Middle East. We're going over to Australia and Japan. Austria was just a random one. And then we're going to be playing one of our rivals, Canada. We've got some good players, actually. Tactically, I was going to use a few different tactics. My Palermo, now I'm on my 4th Palermo tactic at the minute. I keep adjusting. So I was going to use that as one of them. I was going to use one with an AMC that I'm using for Salford. The one that I use for Pohang Steelers. I was going to try a few different things, really, depending on what players are available. Because that's one thing with international football. I always find that whenever I do have a good player, we'll get to a tournament and that good player will get injured. So you've got to be a bit more flexible, I think, at international level. Because you never know, really, what you're going to get. But I have picked a 23-man squad. It's my first squad. It's not going to be the ultimate squad. But this is a squad going into them next 2 friendlies. So I'll just show you. I'll show you my best 11 that I think I've got at this moment in time. Now, I've got a few players who have got caps, like Jose Bustos, so he was about anyway. I've got a few players that I've managed to instantly talk into playing for us from Mexico. One Italian as well. And a few players turn me down. So I'll try to maximise my options. But my goalkeeper, he's already been here. He plays for Los Angeles Football Club. I think he's pretty good. His handle is not the best, but he's good. At right back, we've got Vladimir Ojeda. Sounds very American. 28 years old. Never played for America. He's going to love me when he gets his first cap. He's from New York City. Love his tackling. I think he's a great fullback. Big fan of my left back, Chase. That is the most American name ever, isn't it? Chase. Love that. 27 years old. He's been around for a while. 50 caps. And he plays for Los Angeles. I like him a lot. I do. My number 1 centre-half is Michael Ruiz, who is 29 years old. He was at Seattle. He's just signed for Sporting Lisbon, so he's gone off to Europe. Shows that he's got a bit of class. His potential partner is Luke Richards, and I've got a big group of centre-halves now that are all roughly the same. But I think he's probably just edging it. I love the hat, the fact that he's 6'6". Now, I'm a defensive midfielder. When I play with one is maybe, possibly, again, I've got a few players who are very samey. It's going to be Charlie Rowe. He's 25 years old. He plays for New York Red Bulls. Again, good player. My number one central midfielder, especially for star rating, is Los Angeles. Again, they're a good team on here, aren't they? Player Ronnie Finch. Great name, 28 years old, 70 caps for his country. Great passer of the ball. Hopefully he can do me the business. Now, I've got a couple of good central midfielders, you know. Again, I've got a good group. I'll show you a couple of them. One is Frank Metzger, but he's getting on a bit. He's 32. The other one's Fraser Med. He's 31. Obviously, these guys have just been generated. I love that, though. Now, he hasn't actually got a team, has he? Has he? It says he's at Dallas, but he's not got no value, so I don't know what that is. Weird contracts in America. He'll pick up a club because he's too good not to. On the left wing, I've got a player called Ryan Silver. I love that name. Again, Los Angeles. I've got some top players then. One of the big teams, aren't they? Over to the right wing, I've got 27-year-old Jordan Campbell, who plays for Monaco. What a player. He's been at Galaxy, but he's been at Monaco for the last few years. So he's, he's a big-time player. One of my main players. Hopefully he can really do something for me. Look at 23 goals in 42 games, right winger. Going forward, I've got a couple of good strikers. My favourite is Greg Summer. Left New York City to sign for New York Red Bulls. Bit of a rivalry thing there. 25 years old. Got a lot of ability. One of his backups is Diego Caceres. 27 caps. He plays for Arsenal, so he's got to have something about him. Surely. I don't think he's a superstar for Arsenal, but I have got a lot of players, and I've got a lot of depth like this. A lot of samey kind of players, so it's not like I've got a first team 11 and then I'm going to struggle if they all go out. I've probably got two first team 11s that are pretty similar, so I've got depth to hopefully be successful. Now, there's other competitions as well. I mean, I definitely think I want to stay for a couple of years because of work in real life. It'll be a lot easier for me to bring content out still and not have too much pressure on me because I won't be able to play as much. Because what have we got this year? The Nations League and the Copa America. Then I've got to try and qualify for a World Cup, and I think the Gold Cup's next year as well. Whatever that is. Right, is this like a North American Cup? Because if you look at the winners, it's Mexico, States, Costa Rica. Right, that'll start in 2045. So yeah, I've got World Cup qualifiers next year and the Gold Cup, and then I'm guessing the World Cup will be 46. Yeah, it starts in 820 days. So yeah, 2 years. So that'd be a good thing to aim for. Personally, I'd like to aim for that. So we had two tough friendlies. Got a new squad, don't know each other, new tactic, new manager, everything's new. And we played at the Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. How cool's that? France, right? And to draw 0-0 was great, but I think we could have nearly nicked it. You know, I made a lot of substitutions, so did they. It's a friendly, but it's France still, isn't it? They're one of the superpowers of world soccer. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, buzzing with that. Belgium though beat us East Rutherford. That's in New Jersey. At the MetLife Stadium. I mean, check out the MetLife. I mean, come on, these stadiums I'm going to be playing at. Because we play all over, don't we? We haven't got a national stadium. Just excites me. New York Giants, New York Jets Stadium is in New Jersey. I believe they should be called the New Jersey Giants or the New Jersey Jets, but that's the thing. But yeah, Belgium beat us 1-0. That's fine because they are awesome still. One of the best teams. Man of the match was Dicock. Awesome name. Then it was on to the CONCACAF Nations League semi-final against Mexico. Very good team, Mexico. I've got that league running as well. I've done a Mexico club last year, didn't I? Was it Pumas? Love that. That was great. Is that who I won the Champions League with? I've played that much, I think, because I did the Pentagon Challenge last year, so I won the North American Champions League, and I'm pretty sure it was with Pumas in Mexico. I'm sure one of you will know. I'm pretty sure it was. So yeah, to beat Mexico, great semi-final done. Because I think after us, they're probably the toughest team, aren't they? And if we got past them, I was looking at the other semi-final like Jamaica or Costa Rica. Got to be beating them, surely. So Jamaica won on penalties. So it's Jamaica versus the United States of America in the final. What happened? Well, it was a right thriller. It was a great game. Jordan Campbell get me an hat-trick. We scored another goal as well. They scored 2 though. To be fair to him, we were obviously the better team. Campbell was on fire. I was really happy with the performance, but they scored 2 team. They made a game of it. Really enjoyable to come in. 4th game only. That's what I mean. I'm halfway through a year out. I'm in June, am I? And I've only played 4 games. Easy peasy for me this at the minute. But this was a tournament I was really looking at, especially when I took the job. This is the big one. This is the Copa America. This is when you play in actual proper, no offense, football teams. Like, you know, big ones like Argentina. going to be Brazil if we get through the group. Do you know what I mean? This is tough. And it's a big group. 6 countries in the group. 4 go through, which is awesome. I mean, it should be... It's Argentina with the worry. Chile are always a good team. Uruguay have a good team. So I felt like we could qualify, and we should be qualifying. Unfortunately, though, I picked my squad. And then just as we got this is the start of the tournament at this point, Sommer got injured. Which was great. And I couldn't replace him. It's too late. So my best young striker, in my opinion, he's been great for me. I think he's got a good ability. Our best chance of scoring goals was out, which was going to be alright, kicking balls. And we had managed to bring in some staff, nothing amazing. I would have liked to have more, because you can have more, but no one wants to come. I've kept the assistant manager, Josh Wolf, because I couldn't get anyone better. He looks good for 67, doesn't he? I managed to get myself one coach, who's actually Bosnian. He's pretty good, really, the best one that I could. And we got our hands on a physio, so I've got a little bit of help, although his physiotherapy's 4. I've already crept up 2 spots. I'd like to get in the top 10. That'd be pretty cool. Got some good players. Just need to they need some international experience because a lot of them haven't got any. So we kicked off our campaign against Uruguay, beating them 2-0. Ronnie Finch and Jim Pratzner getting us the goals. I know that means absolutely nothing to you. But if you look at the stats, we played really well, and this gave me confidence, man. This is one of the teams I was worried about. Then on to one of the tough teams, Chile. Apparently, is that how you say it? Chile. And I did them last year as well, didn't I? Chile, was that when I was with O'Higgins? I think that was a great club. I wasn't struggling for goals when we played Paraguay, and I did not expect to absolutely annihilate Paraguay. Their goalkeeper had a shocker. So I'm going to have to talk a bit here just to keep it going, just so I can fit all 7 goals in to show you. Because I want to show you all the goals really for this tournament. So yeah, Pratzner, who's been great for me. We'll have a look at him in a minute. He was scoring goals for fun, and he's a defensive midfielder. Do you know what I mean? So this was just total domination. It's like my squad, and they're just clicking now. We're starting to get to know each other. We're there. We're enjoying the hotel, the chill out time, having a few beers together like you do. Although they only drink Bud Light because they're American, they don't drink real proper beer. But yeah, happy days. Next up was a game I actually had written down as a victory. And I put this down as a victory for us, so I was a bit shocked, a bit of a come down. What was annoying with it was, look at the possession. If I'm on the goals now, you might miss it, but we had 66% possession, 29 shots to their 1. So this was a bit pathetic. They had 1 shot, 1 goal. And then came the game I probably feared most because it's Argentina. Superpower world football. So a 1-1 draw with them is very respectable in my eyes. And we matched them really. The whole game was pretty equal. I bet you would have had us down as finishing top. So would I, especially because we didn't get beat. But Argentina didn't get beat. And Chile didn't get beat. And they obviously drew less games. So it's a good group really. I mean, to think we didn't get beat and we still couldn't top the bloody group. It's going to be an absolute battle. But do you know what? Enjoyable. Enjoyable still. No, it's nice to win penalties. I don't know if you've just recently watched my Salford episode 6. Go and check it out. It's probably the best of the series. Go and enjoy those penalties. Scraped our way through past Colombia, a good country, to face Mexico, who we'd already beat, obviously in a semi-final earlier. This time we're going to be so easy. This time it was a reek battle. They scored an own goal that kind of saved us. They missed a penalty as well. All happening in this game. All happened. They scored their bloody equaliser in the 91st minute. I mean, Jesus Christ. Roller coaster of emotions. And again, went to penalties. And again, I've won. But don't always think I'll win penalties. Because, you know, sometimes when it really matters, I get beat on penalties. But not in the final against the best team in the world. The Brazilians call the English the mothers of football. And they call themselves the gods of football. And they're the gods of football. They're just... I mean, the regens that come out of this country are next level insane. So this was awesome. So I thought this would have got penalties. And we matched them. Stat-wise, shots-wise, it was toe to freaking toe. They scored first, dead early. I'm thinking, shit, penalty. And then we bounced back in the 15th. And we scored again. Then they come back pretty late on. It's gone to extra time. I'm thinking, holy shit. You can have 4 subs, which is great. And then it's not got the penalties. Terry Thorne, the new hero of America, scored me a winner. Oh, if you ever watch me do a live comp, that's what I'm like when I'm playing. I was jumping around like a giddy schoolgirl. So there you go, the country's first. ever Copa America. Not bad for me first year. I was really happy with this because, I mean, not getting beat in the group stages was great, but we didn't top the group, so I was thinking it's going to get tough, this. And to get through on 2 lots of penalties, quarters, semis, and then a last-minute winner just shows you sometimes this game. And this is why I like it, because I can have so many highs and I can have so many lows. And the lows really hit me, but the highs really make me happy. So, yeah, Copa America. I'm not really sure I've ever won one. Never really done international football at this side of the world, so that's a new personal for me. Now, the best player throughout the whole entire Copa America was Jim Pratzner, who is only 18, got bags of potential. Buzzing when I saw him. Now, I did take him thinking, a bit like when England took Theo Walcott, I think, to Japan when he was 17. He wasn't really ready. He never got ready, but you know what I mean. It's a bit like that. There's other players similar to him, his position, who were more fleshed out. But he got in that team and was just too good to drop. So he's definitely never leaving. He's a Benfica player. Although they keep loaning him out, this kid needs to settle down now and start playing some proper football. Yeah, he was the standout star for us. Terry Thorne, 21-year-old, central midfielder from New York City. He was a good player. I mean, he did all right for us, to be fair. He only played a couple of games. He was more of a sub. He only started one game, I think. Came on as a sub. But he scored the winner, so he's going to be famous forever, isn't he? He's going to be doing all the chat shows in America, talking about scoring that winning goal in the Copa America final. He'll probably live off that goal for the rest of his life. I knew this kid could score goals, and he scored goals. I think he scored 7. Something silly like that. He was brilliant. So, yeah, I knew he was going to be good. Jordan Campbell, my right winger. And he's only 27 years old, so he'll be 29, roughly, when the World Cup kicks off, so I'm really happy with that. Now, one of the unsung heroes, really, someone I'd not really fancied too much. He wasn't naturally a left-back, he's more of a wing-back. He's 23-year-old Hamid Homeini, who's American. He's actually at Bayern Munich, so that says something for him, doesn't it? And he was fucking brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant at left-back. Not natural. Shows you sometimes you don't need a full green in the position, because he's playing there. So, obviously, Copa America Champions is amazing, and we find ourselves ranked 14th in the world. I'm buzzing, me. 2 trophies. I thought I could get the first one. I didn't really think I'd win the Copa America, so I was very excited by that and felt really good. It gave me a load of motivation then to think, right, let's start really trying to flesh this squad out. Really trying. I've wrote a lot of the names down. I want to try and really get to know my main squad, so don't forget them, because sometimes you'll forget a player. They'll get lost in your national pool. Do you know what I mean? So I want to make sure I'm not looking at star ratings. I'm looking at the good ones who I start to get to know. Now, some of my friendlies obviously got cancelled, so we had 3 left to play. And the first one was Australia. We beat the Aussies at Soldier Field, Chicago, home of the Bears. I'm an NFL fan. I am loving some of these stadiums. I'm loving going around America with my family. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. We then played Japan, beating them 2-0 at the SeatGeek Stadium, which is an actual soccer stadium in Illinois, near Chicago, I think. So I was buzzing with this. Buzzing with the result. Wanted to finish out the year winning. And we did just that back in Frisco at the Toyota Stadium in Texas, beating one of our arch rivals, the Canadians. We beat them 3-1. So a great victory, great way to end the year. So this is my first full season, and it's pretty good. Only lost one game, that was at friendly to Belgium. I think drawing with France was respectable. We had a great run there, that was easy enough. And then this was brilliant, and then we've ended the year not playing anyone major. I think they're like top 50 to 100 ranked teams, so I just wanted victories. I just wanted to keep winning and keep morale up for next year. Which we have the Gold Cup, which I'm not sure, I don't think we have to qualify for. I think it just kicks off in April. So that's going to be exciting. So there you go. I enjoyed it. It was easy for me to play. It's going to be easy for me to play this week while I'm back in work and getting back with it. So I think I've got another year as the manager of the United States. So I'm hoping you're not pissed off with that, because you never know how people are going to react to a new venture. So let me know, because I really want to push on to the World Cup, but if I get a massive backlash, I won't. These are the jobs that are available anyway at the minute. There's one in Argentina, Indonesia, a couple in Peru, Singapore, Malaysia jobs up for grabs. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. So like I said, hopefully you understand that going back to work, I need that time off. I need to minimise stuff to hopefully bring out content, and got to go to World Cup together, aren't we, eh? With the goddamn United States of America and all that. So there we have it. That's the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash the like button. I will appreciate it if you do, and come back to the next one as we try and get ourselves to World Cup. Hopefully we can have a bit of fun with that. Hopefully you enjoyed it, like I said, and hopefully you and your family are all safe and well, as everything hopefully slowly starts to go back to normal, like me. going back to work on Monday. I'm in for 3 days, off for a day, and then I'm doing 7 days on the run. So you can kind of see why I maybe need to be international manager for a bit on my Journeyman. But I enjoyed this. Hopefully we can have some more success with it. And then we'll go on another adventure somewhere else completely. So thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to sit here with me. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you have a great weekend. For the rest of whatever's left of your weekend, make sure you go and catch up on Salford and Palermo. They're both cracking series. Go and check them out, especially Salford, the last one. Bloody hell. Talk about drama. Drama filled to the max. Anyway, I'm Bood. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.